Hello, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Get There podcast. I have two very special guests with me today. One is Dr. Jessica Windsor. She has saved my life on more than one occasion, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And then her partner, Andy Pepper. They own Aspire Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Yes.
Did I get
You
awesome.
did it great.
So we're going to learn about them, their partnership, their business. How I met Dr. Jessica was actually in a time of desperation for myself. I have like 3 bulging discs in my neck. I had thrown my neck out and I was on my back, couldn't even move for probably like 3 weeks. I ended up making a Facebook post, desperately needing help and suggestions on what to do because I had been trying everything. An old coworker of mine, Roy, texted and said, "You absolutely have to come see my girlfriend." Jessica is licensed in
Physical therapy.
And
board certified in dry needling.
Board certified in dry needling. If you don't know what dry needling is, I'm going to have her explain it because she can probably do it so much better than me. But it absolutely, I swear, within 2 to 3 weeks, made me completely from being immobile to mobile. Anytime I have any little tweak or anything, I'm like, okay, I have to go see Dr. Jessica and I feel better.
I only saw you a few times.
I know. And then I had the sciatica.
But you were like...
I couldn't move, literally couldn't move. And I was doing chiropractic care 3 times a week. It's very scary. I don't really want to do that. So I was looking for other alternatives and I found her and it helped me so much. So I know that she can help others. So tell me a little bit about, why don't we talk about dry needling first and how, because you're like the only one in Brevard County that's even.
So it's becoming more popular now, actually. There's a few places that do dry needling.
Good. It needs to be because it's truly like a miracle.
Yeah, and I found out because I needed dry needling. So I set on like a manhunt to find somebody who did dry needling other than me. But it started as like a mobile practice. So... yeah, I came to you. You were my first person.
I love that. I was your first person. She would come to my office to see me, which was such a time saver for me. I have a very busy schedule. I mean, now you have to go see her and her practice. But back then, she actually came to see me, and it just helped me so much. So
it uses acupuncture needles, and it goes in and hits the trigger point directly, where I can only get so far by touch, but I can actually get in there and get it to relax completely.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
I have some really cool videos of
I took them.
Needles in my neck, and then you put like a TENS machine is?
Yeah, so I can hook it up through TENS and have it kind of pulsate, and that just further makes it relax.
Yeah, it's super amazing. So you sit for maybe 20 minutes, as long as you can take it.
Usually 10 to 20 is
and
the
it's
gold
perfect.
standard.
And it releases the muscle, I'm assuming, right?
Completely relaxes it.
I love it. So if you need any services, if you have any back issues, I highly suggest you look into dry needling, calling Dr. Jessica.
Yes,
she will help you. Okay, so tell me a little bit about, and I know through your journey, which is super awesome, of working somewhere else, kind of having the idea of wanting to start your own business, to actually executing, starting your own business and getting in a partnership. So I want you to kind of talk about even how what was giving you the drive to even want to go on your own? Because I think you had been with your employer for a pretty long time at that time too.
Yeah, so I had no intentions of ever doing my own thing, ever.
I know it was a struggle for you, if you were going to do it or not.
Yeah, because, you're riding on a lot. Mm-hmm. And I got certified in dry needling, and that was really cool. And I just started, you were my first. And then I started doing it on all my friends. And they started asking me for exercises and stuff. And I was like, this is like a full-blown business that is coming about. But I was working somewhere else with her. And she was doing her own thing on the side.
Okay.
You want to kind of take it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we worked together in the same clinic. It was kind of ironic how we eventually got there. But I was, I don't want to say discontent, but I wanted more. So I had actually at that point in time started looking into going back to school to get my DPT. And we kind of talked about it.
What's a DPT? Because
Doctor of Physical Therapy.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm a PT. I'm a physical therapist assistant. This is my many, many, many careers later in life that I came to
That's
this.
what's great about life.
Right. And so I was like, I was looking for more. I wanted more than just what I was doing. And so I started looking into going back to school to get my doctorate in physical therapy, and essentially just kind of quit my job and was like, I'm done. I'm going to go this route. And as I was doing and started actually really looking at, I was like, this is a lot of school and a lot of time. And I was going to have to travel from here to St. Augustine. I was going to have to do clinicals up there. And I was like, this is more than a full-time job. And I actually still kind of needed to assume some clinical hours while I was doing it. And then I was like, I don't know if this is what I really want now, but I want something more. And I knew it was within the health and wellness industry that I wanted, because it's kind of been my all-time, has been within that industry.
Yeah.
So Graston is instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization. What Jessica does with dry needling is deeper within the muscle or the point of injury, tendon, whatever it may need to be. Graston is superficial because it works between the fascia layers and the skin and the tendons to create blood flow. It helps the cells dissipate, I guess, kind of eat away bad cells. It breaks up scar tissue, which allows muscles, tendons, and everything to move the way it should move. And so, like a dry needling session is anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Graston is usually 8 to 10 minutes per section that you're working on. And then the combination of both of these brings the area into this controlled inflammatory response, which you might think, oh, that's bad. But when you have a chronic injury, that stops. It just becomes achy. It gets sedentary. It sits in there. Nothing happens anymore. Everything just stays dysfunctional. When it's in that initial injury response, that inflammatory response, it's sending everything there to heal and to repair. So when you go deep within the injury and then hit superficial with the injury, which are the two combined, then you get the absolute best chance of healing.
I love that explanation, and I love that how you explain it as that's when your body's healing itself, is when it's injured. So it's actually going and doing the extra work instead of it being an old injury like that. Because I think it's super important too. Because even with my back, when I had my issues, it turned out it was from like a car accident, which I didn't even get in a car accident. I got like hit from behind and got whiplash, and they're like, "Oh, this is definitely like from an injury." And I was like 18 when that happened, and I'm in my 40s before I'm having issues with my back. I never had any back issues up until that point. And I think that's what it is and it activated it. And it was so funny because your explanation of like the muscles all contracting because it's going to heal. I actually explained that to someone yesterday, and I'm like, look at me, I'm all smart, don't I?
I know exactly what's going on.
Thanks to Dr. Jessica. So,
yeah, and
well,
posture's important too.
Yes.
So if you're sitting
working on
posture
that.
check.
I try. I actually have this thing that I bought that like fixes your shoulder. I got it off of Amazon because I sit all day on a computer, and really that's when my back issues started, when I started doing this career, and I'm spending 12 hours in front of a computer and I'm slouching over like this, typing, looking like this, or even, your phone, like I have my phone out and then my neck's always down, and then I have that. So just being super mindful, because I do feel like that's when my back issues started happening.
And if you put something in the small of your back in any chair that you're in, your body just automatically does this.
To it.
So in the clinic, when people are slouching and then I talk to them about their posture, they immediately do this. And I'm like, but I've been looking at it this whole time. We have these little, like, I don't know what you would call them, little exercise balls, like an 8-inch ball. And I'll just stick that between the chair and their back, and it like completely fixes their posture.
And it feels good. Like
it does.
When you actually put yourself upright and your shoulders back, it's like, oh my gosh, it relieves all of the pressure off of your spine.
Because that's how you're supposed to be.
It's amazing. I love that I'm working.
The average head weighs 8 to 10 pounds.
And I have a water head, so mine's probably like 60.
But the more forward your head is and your shoulders, everything here gets tight, and then it pulls on your spine.
Yeah.
And those discs are only so strong.
Yeah.
Our eyes, wherever our eyes go, our head follow. So if you're looking at your phone down here, your head's just naturally going to follow. So even holding your phone up, but then you have to use your muscle.
Then I'll just break something else on my back. So.
Yeah. And we see a lot of patients who have Parkinson's, and posture is like very forward for them.
Yeah.
So a little trick that we do is when they're standing, we give them a spot like up high to look at, and they completely, because if you tell them stand up straight, they tend to just look up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, look up tall, like at the clock. We put our clock up high for that.
Yeah.
And then they just start standing up
Good
straight.
to know.
And I'm like,
that
that's
I'll
cool.
like start looking at something to help with my posture too.
There you go. I think I felt like I had more freedom.
Yeah.
Going my own direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't want to be micromanaged in any kind of way. I wanted to kind of do things on my own terms, and I was getting a little burnt out. Not that owning your own business doesn't do the same thing.
It's a different kind of burnout.
But it's different because it's yours, So, and I don't know. It was good to help you.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, this is really cool. Because dry needling was new to me.
Yeah.
And then
we're like a pro from the start, so you did good.
Yeah.
I
and
was your guinea pig, so let's be real about it.
Well, apparently I was too.
Yeah, well, so Andy was the first person that I did unprofessionally. So I got certified. I didn't tell anybody I was getting certified, and I just did it. And I was like, what is this dry needling stuff? Because it wasn't legal in Florida. And then it became legal in Florida, and I was like, well, that'll make me stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. Like, the results are pretty crazy.
And immediate for some people.
Yeah. And I'm terrified of needles.
Yeah.
I'm actually terrified of needles.
That's so funny. Because these needles are, this long. They're pretty long, aren't they?
Depends on where on the body you're getting it done.
Okay.
So, like, yours for your neck, we're small. They're short.
Oh, my God.
Because I'm not going anywhere near anything important, like your spinal cord or your nerves. That's what a lot of people have fear of, is they don't want me to paralyze them.
Yeah.
And, the needles, it takes 10 of them to get the ones that you're going to get a tattoo or a shot with. They're so small.
Yeah.
And if somebody's afraid, I'll literally stick a needle in their thigh and I'll say, did you feel it? As I'm like,
yeah, it's not painful at all.
Yeah. So how would you describe like how it feels?
It feels, if anything, the part that's the most intense is like when the TENS machine is on and you're like putting up the volume on the TENS machine. Yeah. That is what gets just uncomfortable after a point of time, but it's never painful at all. Like you can feel that it's releasing the muscle. So I think because you can feel the relief, it's like.
And we didn't do the TENS machine first, like the first two times.
No, we didn't. Because I was a wuss.
Yeah.
We had to build up to that. And now I'm like, crank it to like, I think the highest I ever went was like a 4. Like it wasn't that high.
You went higher than that.
Did I?
Yeah, you were up there.
I got to that point. So I just remember even during those conversations with you. So what was as far as you wanted more freedom, I know you were super scared because I feel like it was it took you maybe even like 6 or 7 more months after that before you even.
It was December.
Yeah, made the move.
I was doing that on the side, and I was working for somebody else while I was, I was doing both full time. I was full time somewhere else, and we actually were working together, me and Andy. And she was doing stuff on the side too. She did a lot of Graston work on people. She's got like a military background.
Okay.
So she had a lot of military clientele that really needed help. And we were talking one day. I think we were at SeaWorld.
Maybe.
We were at SeaWorld. And we were just like, what have you been up to? And she's like, what have you been up to? And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we like...
I love that. I love when timing, especially when you're saying you hadn't seen each other in a while, and like timing brings two people together. You weren't sure what you wanted to do, but you knew you wanted to do something different. So I love that when the timing's just right to bring two people together to like make something happen. And we were talking earlier, it does always feel good to do something scary with someone else too, So I do feel like partnerships are really help each other out because it just makes you feel like you're not in it alone. And you have someone to bounce ideas off of or
cry late night hours.
Exactly. Or just someone else's ideas because, your brain only works a certain way. You don't see, every single angle of something. So I really think a partnership really helps in that of like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. Like, let's do this. So as far as actually starting the business, because you have a beautiful office in Satellite Beach. I know that you started off, I'm going to let you tell the story, but like, so as far as what did that look like for you? What paperwork did you have to file? Did you guys get an office right away, or were you still doing like, you know, on the side or going to people's houses?
So we were completely mobile, and that was getting tiring.
Yeah.
We stuck with completely mobile for a while, honestly,
long
because we
time.
were just fearful of failure, I kind of think. I
Yeah.
think we were like, and we were both like, how much financial responsibility can you really take on and fail?
Yeah.
So mobile was safe because we didn't have an office. We didn't have to,
We had no overhead.
Yeah.
no overhead, just her
Except
and
your
I.
car expenses, basically.
Right,
Pretty
which
much.
you already have anyways.
Yeah.
So we did mobile for a while, and then we had some people mobile that didn't like you coming to their home. It's like they want to go do their appointments. After their appointments are done, they go home, and that's their separation from life and the world. And so we rented a little office in a chiropractor's office beachside, which was amazing community. However, it was tiny.
Very
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
and lacked a lot of privacy. Like it was in a corner, so we didn't really have a door.
Yeah.
So we weren't there very long. We
Yeah.
knew we wanted to do
Because
something
depending on where
else.
you're getting this done, you might have to take some clothes off
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So you definitely need privacy with it. So I can see the mobile being attractive. And I know, like, when you obviously take the commitment to get a brick and mortar, it does take a lot of upfront money to get
Yeah.
that going. And that's always scary. So when you guys made that transition from going to the chiropractic's office, did you guys just have to say, like, this is, like, how did you even, like, know to even talk about we're going to talk about finances here of like, how did you guys just split it 50-50, like when you did end up moving?
Well, we were actually at that point in time making enough money that the company could pay for the rent. And I mean, we seriously, when we've done this, maybe, which if we talk about numbers, I think when we started this, we were probably invested each like maybe $1,500. That's it, just
wow.
for our licensing,
Yeah.
our insurance, and then it became a little more, but then we would pay ourselves back because we would make a little bit of money. And so it was kind of teetering back and forth. But within the first treatment in the chiropractic office, we were like, this isn't for us. And we just happened to stumble across, actually, I was driving down A1A. I'd gone to Publix. I was driving down A1A, and I see this building with a little sign, and I just pulled in. The guy happened to be there. He showed me the place. I sent Jess a picture, and we were like, yes. And it's one of those, you have a room, but everybody shares a restroom, a lobby, all that kind of thing. And we,
Yeah, it was like an office suite space.
Yeah,
so
I
we
went
took
there.
that on.
Yeah, I
you
saw
did.
it.
Yeah,
It was
we
a
took-
really good space.
Yeah, it was a good space. But then we got lucky because, again, that was too small. And then
Same building.
same building, a lawyer, I think she was a lawyer, moved to a different location, and it just happened to open, and we're like, we'll take it. And so now we're in the perfect space.
I
Yeah.
love that. I have to
Yeah.
come see it. I have not seen the new office yet, so I'll have
It's
to.
triple the size of the
I
other
love that because I
one.
thought the other one was kind of big because it had the 2-bed space and then it
Yeah.
had like the little area where you could do the physical
Yeah.
therapy work with no table. So I'm excited to see that. So I'll have to come.
Yeah,
come
we
see
have like a room that I think we're gonna create into like a yoga flow studio
I
because
love
she
that.
does yoga therapy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I will definitely come see you because that's the one thing I do credit my back doing so much better is because I've been doing yoga on the regular. So I know the benefits of it. If you have back issues, get into yoga. It helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started off mobile, and I could see what tiring because you're going everywhere, and then also you can only put in so many patients a day because you're taking so much time to
True.
travel and stuff. So obviously you can probably make more money doing brick and mortar
Yeah.
because you can just kind of do back to back to back for.
And we had to lug all of our stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I had to lug all my needles and the unit and the table,
yeah, so
and
built some
it was
muscles too.
it was starting to be a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it wasn't just every so often I had to bring a table. It was every time. And I was like, okay, something's got to give here.
I love it. So on average, like what's a day look like for you guys? Like how many patients are you seeing in a day?
Depends on the day.
It is so all over the place.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
But because we have a space, we have more flexibility.
Yeah.
But what we kind of really pride ourselves on, what sets us apart from other physical therapy places, is we're very manual therapy focused. and we try to be one-on-one as much as we can. For the most part, we're one-on-one. You're coming in, you're paying for a service.
Yeah.
We're with you the whole time.
That's super important.
Yeah. Because, I mean, have you had physical therapy before?
I have not, but my son did physical therapy and occupational therapy, and it was always one-on-one because he was a child. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they would like stay with him the whole entire hour and work with him. And
So when I was a student in clinicals, I worked for a big PT mill type place. We call them PT mills because they just keep
Crank 'em in
pumping
and
the
out.
people,
Yeah.
cranking them in and out. And I was expected to see 3 to 4 people in an hour.
yeah,
And so do you think I had time to put hands on anybody?
Yeah.
And touch is so important when you're in pain.
yeah,
You know, like we just kept hearing, and that was another reason why we broke off and started our own thing, because everybody coming in would be like, yeah, I tried PT and it didn't work. And we'd be like, well, why didn't it work? And they're
I've
like,
even had doctors say, "Oh, you don't need PT because it doesn't work."
yeah, because
And it's
their
because
experience was
that
bad.
is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
yeah. Considering just even though I know what it's done for my son, and I'll even say it, my son's physical therapist, literally she's like a family member because she saw him from the time he was 15 months old. He's 18. She still comes once a month to see him. So she has seen his whole entire life.
She is family.
Yeah,
right?
she is totally our family. So, and it's cute because my son's 18. He's like, does that mean I don't see Miss Josie anymore? So, but I mean, that's an hour. He had a stroke. So he has like right-sided weakness, and he needs to know, and as he grows, it's changing what exercises he needs to do, and it's also just technique too. So if you're only spending 15 minutes with someone, you're not
Right.
taking that proper time with them too.
No, and a lot of times you just don't have time. So
Yeah.
somebody comes in, you give them an exercise, and we hear from so many people, yeah, and then they just walk away.
Yeah.
Not saying everybody does that, but it's just something that we really didn't want to do. We wanted to make sure people were doing it correctly.
Yeah.
And this is why this needs to happen, and this is why this is working for you, and this is why this isn't working for you. And just like physical touch is so important, and that we have time to do that. And also if somebody comes in and they need like an alteration, like they went home and they did an exercise and they were like, yeah, that really hurt my back. Well, we have time to kind of troubleshoot a better way to fix whatever's going on.
Yeah. I love it. I feel like you do an excellent job. Not only that, even just explaining, because I know even when we first started, I'm like, what is this doing? Why does it feel like this? Like, because it was scary because I do have needles in my...
Yeah, that's important that
Yeah.
someone explains what they're doing to you.
Yeah, and you did excellent at that and making me feel
you.
comfortable. So I love it. Okay, so as far as you two and building and growing the business, do you guys plan on, like, what do you see? You plan on adding more physical therapists? Is it just you two now? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But we're growing.
okay.
We've actually been pretty successful with word of mouth so
Good.
far, right?
I would say, other than a couple people, I got a Facebook post one day. I was looking on Facebook, and somebody was like, "Does anybody do Graston?" Because a particular person had a ruptured Achilles tendon. And needed more. However, it was really ironic. The clinic he was going to had done Graston on him. They discharged him and told him to go find somebody that could do Graston. And I'm like, why would they discharge him if they were doing it to him? So he reached out to us, and we've gotten a few people off of like Facebook or other avenues, but
Yeah.
the majority of it has been word of mouth.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best way, and I feel like those clients tend to stay with you longer when someone else has had a good experience. I mean, that's why I want to have Jessica on today and you on today, because I know the experience that I've had, so I have no problem shouting your praises. And I feel like word of mouth, no matter what, obviously social media is great and doing marketing and advertising, but word of mouth, I just feel like, it's
Nobody trusts anybody unless they've done it. It's like it's
Exactly.
not going to get your pedicure or go get your car tuned up. It's like even that you're like, hey, did they do a good job? People want to know because our time is precious and our money is hard to come by.
Yep.
So when you go to do that, you want to make sure that it's
Yeah, word of mouth is like instant trust. And it's funny, I actually just listened to a podcast on my way here, and it was talking about building trust. Like that's the one thing you have to do, like even in your marketing. So even talking about social media or paid advertisement, that someone has to see you now like 21 times before there's even like a trust factor ever given. So
Right.
imagine what marketing dollars you're spending where word of mouth is just the instant trust. So
Right.
it's free. you can't beat
Yeah.
that.
Human
So,
connection.
yeah,
True.
absolutely.
Yeah.
For free.
Do you guys do any, I've been just going to a lot of, I know that you know Connor Worth Fitness Society. They do a
Yeah.
lot of like community things where they bring other businesses together. Do you guys do a lot of that stuff to get your name out there? Or are you just
We've,
solely relying on your sphere right now?
We're tiptoeing into that
Okay.
yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
So we are.
We need to get you to dive in.
Dive in. Yeah. Yes, we have done a couple little community events. Ones that we have hosted, no, we have we have gone to be part of other ones, being invited that way. We've talked about how we can connect with some other people that are like-minded and start doing some things like that. We just haven't finalized anything as of yet.
Yeah. Now's the time. We're getting into the weather where you can do all kinds of
Yeah,
awesome things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that.
It is a good time of year because it's not so hot and miserable.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to bring other physical therapists into the business and build it that way? Do you guys see it just remaining the two of you and building the practice with just you two?
So we're beachside right now. We decided to plant roots beachside because there's not a lot of options for people beachside. And
There is that. It's a real thing. We talked about it. People beachside.
they don't like to go over the bridge.
They don't like to go over the
They
bridge.
do
It's
not.
a
We
real
did-
thing.
Listen, as a girl, I grew up on the beach, and I remember people's attitude of like, ew, if it's over the causeway, I'm not going. And it's like, okay.
Which is funny because everybody that we have that's our patients beachside live beachside. We do have a few that travel over, but the people that come over the bridge used to live beachside.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun and nostalgic for them. However, if somebody lives over the bridge, like mainland area, they're not going to come beachside.
Yeah.
So we've talked about opening something else, as Jess was saying.
Different location.
Yeah.
I love
on this
that.
on
Probably.
mainland side.
I mean, I drove 40 minutes to see Jessica, so that's how good she is. So I
Yeah,
would drive
yeah.
40 minutes to see Jessica.
Thank you.
Well, that's so another location. I love that. So probably something in Melbourne. Like,
Melbourne, Palm Bay area.
yeah,
area,
I
yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
good. That's a growing place that already has a huge population. I think in Palm Bay there's like 100,000 residents. Like
and
it's
there's
crazy.
nothing there.
Yeah.
There
There's
isn't
nothing
anything there. Because even looking for chiropractic care, there was nothing by me because I was trying to do something that was by my office because I was going 3 days a week and there was nothing there. So I ended
Yeah.
up driving back up to Melbourne for a place. So
Yeah, and the geriatric population, they're afraid to drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing.
wanted
They stay
something
within their
close.
bubble
So
for
would you
sure.
guys end up just doing like a few days beachside, a few days in Palm Bay? Have you
I
thought
think
about how you
when
would work
we
that?
Expand to that point, we probably will have to have an employee of some sort.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
trying to find.
To book all those appointments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's only so many hours in the week, and there's only 2 people that can work those many hours and those many patients. So we would obviously have to have employees.
Yeah.
But that's a hard one to find because you want to find somebody that's like-minded and not to just want to go collect a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Trust me, I'm in the process of hiring, and I've already gone through 2 people in a matter of like a 4-month time period.
goodness.
And I say the phone is like honestly the biggest distraction for people.
Yes.
And literally having people start that are training and they're on their phone like any chance they get. So it's now my rule. If you're training, like you don't get your phone.
That's something.
Yeah.
That's something we would hear
Yeah.
when we would see patients come in that are new to us. They would say, "Yeah, well, the last PT place that I had care at, they were on their phone the whole time."
Yeah.
Or
and they
their
weren't
computer
paying
the whole
attention.
time.
It's such a disconnect, and I feel like it's also if people are going and spending their money, and obviously if they're doing PT, it's a lot of money because I know for us, we never put it through insurance, so we were always paying cash for everything. So it's like, I need your full undivided attention while needles are in my back.
Right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I've just noticed that the phone. I don't know if it seems to be getting worse as we go. So
It's getting worse.
yeah, I try to unplug as much as possible. I try to become not a consumer, but a creator, and I think that helps. So I don't see that you guys do much on social media. I really feel like that would be a good outlet
We're-
for you guys
We're starting to.
because there would be so much fascinating. Like I mean, I have a million ideas that you guys could do, just showing exercises that you guys can do for I suffer from vertigo, so it's like all the exercises that you can do from vertigo, because you helped me with my vertigo well. So there's so many things that you guys could do, so I would love to see that for you guys.
Yeah, we're going to start doing that.
I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's the time. It's the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have, we've, like I said in the beginning, we've done everything just ourselves, doing everything. Like our website, Jessica built our website. I sat there and was like, that looks good, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But that was about my extent of the input on it. She really worked hard on that one. And then, long story, here we are a year later, and my son's girlfriend is like, I do web design if you guys ever wanted me to help. And we were like,
please.
Yes. And so she just so she's
Revamped
now
it.
integrating all that and helping us out with that, which is
Love that.
pretty amazing.
Yeah. And that's super important, because you want to put your best foot forward when people are searching. And the number one thing that people are doing is going online and searching, physical therapists in my area. So you need to have a beautiful website. And I know even now I'm like freaking out about trying to because everyone's, instead of using Google, using AI to search for businesses.
Yes.
So now there's all of these things that you need to do to ensure that you show up on ChatGPT when someone's going in there and asking for the best physical therapist in Brevard County. So, learning all of that. And it takes so much time. Like, you feel like it's easy.
That's a full-time job in itself.
It is. And so it's nice to have someone that even knows that can even help you with that. So I don't have that. I tell Mackenzie, I need you to do this. And then she has to go research, and it takes her, 10 hours for taking courses and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we know a girl if you need some help.
All right. I will probably take her information, because I do love that. Okay. So what do you guys feel? What do you feel like was your biggest challenge when you were first opening up? Like, what was something that was like a roadblock for you guys starting?
Everything. Yeah, it was everything. Because not ever having a business or really connecting with people that or just asking, like, hey, how did you do this? What did you do? I mean, like I said, it was like sitting at her kitchen table, and we were like, I guess the first thing we need to do is sign a contract and do an LLC, as a partnership. And then from there, it was just
figuring it out
as we go.
Yeah. I think that's a good point to make, is you don't have to have it figured out.
No,
to get started.
We still don't. We're
okay.
still learning
every day.
Yeah, like, it's just the point of just do it and get started. And I feel like some people, it's where like perfectionism is almost a curse, because they just feel like everything has to be timed and perfect, and then you just end up not acting at all. So just getting started, figuring it out as you go, because that's the worst part, is not getting started. So
right. And we're so glad that we did.
Yeah,
because we've learned so much, but we care about the people that we're seeing.
Love that.
So much that the business side is just kind of coming naturally, but there is definitely a learning curve.
Yeah. As far as because I'm assuming you have to deal with insurance and billing and that type of thing. So did you guys have to go find software, and how did you guys navigate doing that?
Oh my goodness.
I know it's. I used to do insurance and billing for a doctor's office, so that's why I know what it entails.
In a state of, I have no idea what I'm doing, I started reaching out to companies that were smaller that kind of did what we did, not in this area, to pick their brain. Where my dry needling course was, it was in Jupiter. And the guy that was there, I pulled him aside. He owned the practice, and he was in the class. And I was like, how did you do this? Tell me. And he was like, well, we started in like a broom closet. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Pretty much. And he's like, you gotta do it. And I was like, well, do you take insurance? And he's like, yes. And I was like, why did you say it like that? And he's like, well, the insurance companies don't really care about patient care. So that's the biggest struggle that we have. We're credentialed with Medicare. We're credentialed with TRICARE. We're working on Blue Cross and Health First right now. But, that saying, like, you get what you pay for type of thing. Mm-hmm. Insurance companies are not going to pay for your knee that's broken. Like, we see a lot of guy who has an ACL tear, and the insurance company's like, all right, I'm giving you 8 visits of physical therapy for an ACL tear. that's a year recovery.
Yeah.
So it's almost unfair and frustrating, but I feel like a lot of people want to use their insurance. So we kind of had to make the decision to move forward with that, because healthcare is expensive.
Yeah, it is. And if you're paying for it, you want to get some type of benefit out of it. Because that's, I mean, obviously 8 visits isn't a lot when it's a year recovery. But if you can not have to pay for 8 visits, then
you don't have to pay for 8 visits. We got lucky. The EMR system, which is our billing, our documentation system that we picked, we were trying, and I say we were trying, we were struggling and not getting reimbursement from the few insurance companies that we got credentialed with. And the lady that was doing our billing training and our EMR system was like, hey, if you guys ever need more help, reach out to me. Jessica was like, do you do this like freelance on the side? And she was like, yeah. So we actually hired a biller early on because we were failing miserably at trying to navigate that system. And no one insurance company is like another. So it's very difficult. We prefer cash pay because cash pay, you don't have to deal with it. And we have way more freedoms to do way more
with the patient.
The patient when we're not under the umbrella of insurance and what is required and how many units you can do. So it's a little tricky, but we try to justify cash pay on a person's time. You know, if we're under insurance, there's only so much we can do in a time. This is what we have to do, and then they cut you off. If we do cash pay, like I said, we have so much more navigation room that we can actually probably make better progress in a shorter amount of time, which is then more beneficial to the patient because then they can get back to their life.
Yeah. I've actually had it where something ended up being cheaper paying cash than what my copay was for that specific service.
It's really close.
I always ask.
Yeah, it's like, really close.
Do I want to go through that hassle or not? So, well, that's awesome. I want to go back to 2 things that you discussed that I just think are super awesome. So that the fact that you reached out to someone that could advise you on what to do on something you didn't know about. And I feel like mentorship is one of the main things that you need when you're going on your own because you're not going to know everything. You are figuring it out as you go.
Yeah.
As things pop up, it's super important to have someone that you can reach out to like, hey, what would you do in this situation? I know I have 3 mentors that I reach out to on a regular, not only just dealing with stuff at the corporate level within my company, but even like with a client, like, hey, this situation happened. How would you handle this? Because again, we're need to see different angles of it too. So I think that's super important. Do you have a lot of mentors or?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Andy definitely has ones that are more experienced and we kind of rely on, I don't remember her name.
Shelly.
Yeah,
she's a really good friend. She's owned her own business, and she is amazing. She's not here locally. She's in Connecticut. But if there's anything that we're confused or need answers on, I call her, and she has got the information. She's got the direction to go to. And then I have another really good friend who runs nursing departments of hospitals, like huge hospitals.
Yeah.
And so she's great for our medical needs and I guess deep within the system of that.
I love that. And that's the thing is no one does anything alone. Like you need to have people that help you along the way.
You need a village.
You do need a village. It takes a village to run a business.
It does.
So
I think that's why we kind of came together. Because I was tiptoeing on my own with the dry needling thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was going to turn into at all.
Yeah.
And she was doing Graston. And I was like, I need somebody to cry on the phone to when I don't know what I'm doing.
You needed someone to push you because I even remember when we were talking, I'm like, girl, just do it. You want to do it. Don't be scared. Because if you have the desire and you don't take the action, you're going to have so much regret in life. So
yeah, I wish I would have done it sooner too. But I don't know that I was ready. I feel like I really needed the knowledge and I needed to figure out my way because how we met is kind of ironic.
It's kind of like the start. Fate was kind of pushing us in a direction, and it's weird. Sometimes if you're going to acknowledge it and do it, or just ignore it. And
I moved from South Florida up to here to buy a house because this is where I'm from. This is where I wanted to buy my home.
Yeah.
And on the way up to here, I took a travel contract in Sebastian. And in that contract, I had a major injury happen to me, and I got cut from the contract. And so I was in limbo for a few months. Couldn't work, couldn't do anything. And then I started working for a friend of mine, doing a few PT things on the side. And you want to?
Yeah, my husband was retired military after almost 25 years. We had moved all over the place. We were living in Hawaii, and we relocated here for work. He works up at the Cape. They do astronaut recovery.
Sorry, you had to.
I know,
move
relocate.
from Hawaii.
And it was funny because when we got here, it wasn't our intent to come here. We were going to retire in Hawaii, but circumstances brought us here. And we didn't know where we were going to be. We didn't know. We were very much in limbo. And so he was kind of not even in a job yet. He was still in this limbo fate. So we didn't really want to dig in too deep because we could have left again. So I took a job in Sebastian. And when I walked in and I started working, I'm like, hey, how's it going? They were blah, blah, blah. Great. I'm glad you were able to start so quick because we had to get rid of one of our PTs because she had a major injury. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I kind of worked. And then after a little bit, and my husband took the job officially and we ended up staying here. I was like, Sebastian is way too far for me to drive because we were in satellite because he travels from Patrick up to the Cape. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to continue this. So I resigned there and I took a job at this other company where we both ended up working together. And we were sitting there and we met. I had been there
We had worked together for a while before we knew that she took my spot.
Yeah.
I love that.
So far away.
Yeah.
Because
So
this was in Century. And it was
missed
weird.
opportunity there, so they
She
made
was
sure
like-
it happened.
She was talking about, she was like, hey, can you do Graston on my knee? It's achy. And I'm like, oh, blah, blah, I'm doing some Graston on her knee. And I was like, well, what happened? She was like, da-da-da. And then I was like, oh.
And we both just started looking at
each other. And I was like, I think I took her spot because she's a DPT. I go, I think I was covering where they had to pick up the slack because you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And so
I love that connection there. I had a weird connection like that with actually my office building that I just bought and was going through. I was actually putting a bid in on another property and it had been sitting for like 8 or 9 months. And then all of a sudden I put my offer in and now I'm bidding with someone else. So like we're in this bidding war. And then I didn't get the property, but then I wanted to be in downtown. So that just happened to like work out where I got the building. I'm in with my contractor who I've done work with for like 10 years. And he's like, oh yeah, we just bought a commercial building too. And I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. Funny. Where? And he's like, oh, over here. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was me and you bidding with each other. So I love
funny.
it when weird things
Such
happen
a small
like that.
world.
To like where it ends up like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be and it was supposed to happen like that.
Right.
So
Yes.
I love that
So
story.
when we decided to do the business together, we were like, it's kind of like our paths were meant to cross at this particular time for this particular reason.
Yeah.
So let's take advantage of it.
I love that. Second thing that you mentioned was your mentor being in a broom closet. So I want to just bring up the point. I feel like people, when they start, feel like they already have to have everything. Like, I need to have a beautiful office. I need to have the best computer system. I need to have the best equipment. And I feel like that also stops people from going because you have to start somewhere. And that's it. When I first started, I was just working from home in my home office and I didn't have any office to go to or anything, just like you guys were working mobile. So I also feel it's knowing you don't have to have everything perfect and
you're going to change it anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can start in a broom closet.
You can.
Then you'll get to your big space upstairs with lots of room and,
Yeah.
and a yoga studio.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are always changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's probably enough time today. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure. If you guys have any needs, I'm telling you, if you have any back issues, look into dry needling, call Dr. Jessica. She's absolutely amazing. When you start doing yoga, call me because
I do it now. I do private lessons with.
Okay,
and
we'll
help
make it
people.
happen.
Yeah.
I love that. So this is Jessica Windsor and Andy Pepper, Aspire Physical Therapy and Wellness. I can't even believe I got that right.
You did so well.
It's a
Thank you
mouthful.
so much for joining me today. Again, this particular lady has saved my life. If you have any issues, call them. They are wonderful. And you offer Graston, dry needling, and just regular physical therapy services.
Therapy.
Any other services?
Vertigo.
Treating
Balance.
vertigo. Yes. Amazing. So reach out to these ladies. Do you want to give your website? Because you just got your website up and going.
www.aspirephysicaltherapy321.com.
I love it. Got to add the 321 in there.
Yeah.